Welcome to week 3 of the Davidson Football Coaches Corner, powered always by J.J. Wade and Associates. I'm Jack Benjamin, joined always by head coach Scott Abell. And coach, 2 games, 2 wins. Pretty similar story both times in terms of pretty dominant first half and then some struggles in the second half. Let's talk about the good first. That first half, very dynamic. The offense looked good. Chowan drives it down in that first drive, 8 plays, 70 yards. And after that, did the team wake up a bit? Because what was it, 5 straight touchdown drives after that?
Yeah, I thought that it was a great moment for our program because, you know, last week in our first game, we took control of the game right away and really got off and running, got out in front. So you want to find out what your team's made of when they take the first punch. And for us, you know, we absorbed the first punch as they drove down the field and scored early. And the way we responded, it's great for our staff to see that, for our players to rally and then take control of the game and keep control of the game, to be honest. And, you know, it wasn't a really wake-up call. It's just, you know, the getting used to their speed, their tempo. You know, I thought our defensive plan was real good, and it turned out to be a really good plan. But certainly it's a different level of opponent than we played the first week. You know, Chowan's a scholarship program with some great athletes running around. And, you know, once we got used to that speed and that tempo, we certainly made the adjustments we needed to make.
You talked last week about this offense being able to move the ball methodically. Certainly the case on a few sustained long drives, a 9-play, an 11-play, about 5 minutes lasted.
Right.
Certainly seemed like that was something on display on Saturday night.
It was. You know, when you kind of step back and you look at the game as a whole, especially offensively, really pleased with some of the things we did. I mean, we had quite a few explosive plays that you want to see, but we showed the ability to methodically move the football, to put it together 11-play drive, I think is really important, and that's really tough, you know, without making a mistake. And so those are great to see in the first half. And once again, I just think we really executed at a really high level. Last week I thought it was more of a 2-quarter high-level execution. I think it was more of a 3-quarter this week. I thought we kind of rebounded in the 4th quarter and really executed well in the 4th. In the 3rd, you know, our struggles seem to resurface again, but it's okay. You know, some of the things, it's as much on us as a staff it is on our players. You know, there are some things we're doing in the 3rd quarter to challenge our guys. We really want to get some certain phases of our game going, and that means there's some timing issues, and that shows up. And so, but we have to find those live moments in games to work on them. And when you're up 42 to 13 at halftime, you have those opportunities to work on it in 3rd quarter before you get some of those young kids in. So I don't regret any of it. We'll get better at it, and we'll learn to catch some of those pitches in tough situations. I'm glad we had that opportunity.
You hit it on the head, 297 rushing-wise in that first half, slowed down a little bit offensively in the second. Obviously, the defense wore down a bit because they were on the field so much as well. But 4 straight possessions with turnovers and fumbles have now been an issue for this team. I think 6 in 2 games and 5 lost as well. As far as turnovers go, what's sort of the issue behind that? Is it a timing thing like you're talking about? Are there other elements that you're looking to improve as you embark forward on the season?
Right. Well, I think it's a combination, you know, of a little lack of focus. You know, some of it's timing, okay, and then some of it's just circumstantial. You know, where the helmet got put right on the football, and some things you can't control. So we'll focus on things we can't control. You know, continue to improve our timing and our pitch phases. Continue to work on catching some of those tough pitches in tough circumstances, where a lot of programs may work on those tough catches in crowded zones across the middle. We don't work on that. We're working on tough catches out in those alley windows in our option game, and we just got to continue to do that. And so our guys are comfortable doing it in game. But what a great thing for our program to see our defense rally to the cause. You know, we mentioned early in this conversation how the offense came out after the defense gave up that early touchdown and really, you know, kind of recapture the momentum. Well, in the 3rd quarter, the defense had to do that for the team, and they did that, right? Having to be put back on the field after turnover, and kept kind of pinned back and rallying. And what a great thing to see your team do, to kind of pick up the pieces after one another. And that's what you want to see as a head coach, and I'm extremely proud of that.
Coach, thanks so much. We'll talk to you a little later on to discuss the matchup with Guilford in week 3. Next up, sophomore linebacker Harrison Hill comes on to talk about the defense and their impressive performance through 2 games. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We're now joined by sophomore linebacker Harrison Hill. Harrison, great to have you on here.
Appreciate you all having me. Thank you.
2 wins for the team so far, 2 pretty convincing performances all around. What have you seen so far out of the team, out of the defense in general?
Defense in general, I would say we're playing very, very strong. I would say we're very confident in the way that we play. I would definitely say that we have a different kind of sort of swagger to the way that we play, different style than I would say when I first got here my freshman year. So, yeah.
For you personally, missed the entire year last year with pretty serious neck injury, and then all the way to you step on the field for the first time. You earned Pioneer Football League Defensive Player of the Week honors. But take me through first the rehab process, coming back from an injury like that, and how you step on the field and are ready to go right away.
Yes, sir, definitely. So the rehab process was tough. I was braced for about 4 to 5 months. Couldn't really do any kind of upper body exercises. So I was really just going to the gym, doing bike, doing leg press, and really just doing that almost every other day, just trying to get right. And then I remember when I first got back to school, I started working out a lot with Wesley Duggar and guys like Khalil Shaw. We were really, really trying to work hard and just really trying to put in a lot of work so that we had no excuses when it came time for the season. So.
As far as stepping onto the field, doing what you're doing right now, second in tackles, your performance in that first game and the pick six, how good that feel to get out there, and how were you so good right away?
I mean, it feels really good. I'm not going to lie, especially during spring ball, I was really, really nervous because I hadn't hit in so long. It hadn't been since my senior year in 2016, first playoff game. So it had been a very, very long time. So I was very nervous, especially during the first game. I was nervous. But, I mean, once I got back on the field and, once I just started playing, it just kind of started to come right back to me. Kind of felt natural. So.
All right, well, thanks so much, Harrison. When we come back, we'll talk with Coach Abell again as we preview the Week 3 matchup against Guilford. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. We're joined once again by Scott Abell as we discuss the Week 3 matchup against Guilford. Coach, this is a team, normally you look at Week 3 matchups, still not that much tape, only a couple games in. Guilford, a team you have a lot of familiarity with from your time at Washington and Lee. How does that change your preparation a bit, having so much to work with from your experience?
Yeah, well, for us, we have countless hours of film with our schemes, offense and defensive schemes versus Guilford. And so that's really important for us. And one aspect to really kind of watch our players and see how they take that film. We haven't had that opportunity yet. And so this is the first opportunity where we have that type of tape, that type of film that we can teach off of and see how our guys respond.
As far as their offense, they're the one team maybe who can compare to you a little bit in terms of the amount they rushed the ball. 58 rushes last week in their game against Methodist. I think they put 61 points up on the board. Seems like this could be not only a high-scoring game, but a heavy rushing game from both sides.
Well, and I think that's maybe the subtle difference that I see right now in Guilford presently to compare to the teams I've seen in the past. They've traditionally been a pass first program, least versus my teams. They did graduate a quarterback last year, so they have a new guy under center. And their most dynamic player is their running back, the Bell kid, who we've been defending for years. So I think you'll probably see a little different Guilford offense, and it'd be great to see how our guys respond to that.
You mentioned Derek Bell. I was going to ask you about him next. He's the all-purpose leader all-time in ODAC history. He's among the Division III leaders. He's their third all-time rusher, I think. A guy who's so dynamic, not only in the backfield, but he can catch passes. He's a great returner. How do you prepare for him and create a scheme to slow him down a little bit? You did it last year at Washington Lee. I think held him to a season low in rushing. Yeah,
I think the key is going to be getting 11 halves to the football, and understanding that he's a guy they're going to get involved in numerous ways, right? So, we certainly have to stay at home. We have to be disciplined enough so when they involve him in the passing game, that we understand where he is, where he's going to fit, and then we have to rally to the football. I mean, he's a dynamic player. He is, and he's a kid that I think this is it for him. I think this is his 4th year, and I think he maybe had a redshirt year with an injury. So I think a lot of coaches that have been defending him for a while will probably be very happy to see him graduate.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. That'll do it for us here on the Week 3 edition of the Coach's Corner. Again, follow Davidson on Twitter. You can follow the football team at DavidsonFB, also Davidson Wildcats at Davidson Wildcat. Homecoming game this Saturday against Guilford, 7 p.m. at Richardson Stadium. Make sure you swing by there and check the team out as they look for a 3-0 start. For Scott Abell, Jack Benjamin saying so long. We'll see you guys next week.